What's up, everybody? You are watching the J-Red Show on YouTube. The Buffalo Sabres defeat the New York Islanders 5-0. They are now 18-6-1 ever since that road trip where they fired Kevin Adams and replaced him with Jarmo Kekalainen. So now Sabres fans are asking themselves, how good is this team? Is this deja vu of 05 and 06? Because that 05-06 team, there was not high expectations for them. They had the second lowest odds to win the Stanley Cup that year, only ahead of the team that beat them, the Carolina Hurricanes. For me, I didn't start thinking about the Cup until they beat Ottawa. I was just happy to have a good team that year. So if the Sabres make the playoffs this year, on one hand, I will say it'll be like the 2017 Buffalo Bills, where we're happy not to no longer have the longest playoff drought in the four major sports. Well, in this case, tied the New York Jets. But there is a lot of comparisons to this and the 05-06 Sabres. Statistically, they're pretty... The stat... Before that 05-06 night, they were showing stats comparisons, and they were pretty much similar. And even though he deserved to be fired, Kevin Adams deserves credit for building this team. He didn't lose any trades. Well, maybe one. Maybe Reinhardt for Levi. But that's TBD. He's won a lot of trades. His drafting has been good. But that's not to say he didn't deserve to be fired. He got fired because of his inaction. He made some good trades. He made some good draft picks. But then he didn't know what to do after that. And now Jarmo Kekalainen is in charge. And the team's playing better because they know they are playing for their jobs. They have their cage rattled. I mean, for the last couple of years, the Sabres would have a big losing streak or a big slump that would kill their season. And then when the pressure's off and the playoffs are out of sight, they start to play better. But last year, they would be like a 500 hockey team. Like, they'll have a win streak, they'll have a losing streak, then a win streak. They did not assemble an 18-6-1 streak like what the Sabres have been on to this year. For me, as of now, I think the Sabres should make the playoffs, but how far they'll go into it, there's two things I need to see before I'm convinced that this is going to be like 05-06, that they can go deep in the playoffs. One, the power play needs to be improved. They're 21st in the NHL in power play. Seth Appert just cannot construct a decent power play strategy. They need a new assistant coach that can get a good power play going in the right system. And secondly, they need to tighten up on defense. Against Vancouver, against Nashville, they'll be up 4-0, and then next thing you know, they'll be up. They'll almost blow it and make it 4-3. That Nashville game, the Predators were in their zone for a good chunk of the second period. I'll give them credit; they can adjust and hold on to the win, but they are making these games way too uncomfortable. They gotta find a way to quote Chris Parker, the Bulldog, get it to the garage. So I'm expecting some big trades. Probably not until after the Olympic break. I think the Sabres will be buyers of the trade deadline. And I said, I don't think there'll be any trades until after the Olympic break. I think another problem is the Sabres are getting tired. They have a very condensed schedule. They really need that Olympic break just to get healthy and get a breath of fresh air, and get ready for a big playoff push in March. Where I thought the Sabres hit me on Twitter at J-Red Show. On to the Super Bowl. which will be a rematch from 11 years ago between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. And as a Bills fan, this one hurts. I mean, it hurts, it's annoying to see our arch rival, our division rival, go to their 11th Super Bowl, well, 12th Super Bowl, 11th in my lifetime, and I've seen all 10 of those Patriots Super Bowls. Actually, 11. Let me rephrase it. There's a 10 with Tom Brady. There's 9 with Tom Brady in it. No, I was right. This was their 11th Super Bowl. They had 9 with Tom Brady and then 1 with Drew Bledsoe in 97. And it's really annoying that either Drake May or Sam Darnold is going to win the Super Bowl before Josh Allen. It's probably going to be Seattle. But you never know. It's the NFL. To be honest, if it wasn't for that BS call, that Brandon Cooks catch that was ruled an interception, had the refs made the right call, I am pretty confident that Buffalo would have beaten New England in the AFC Championship game, and they would be going to the Super Bowl to face Seattle. Because the Bills are good in the snow. They are good in bad weather. Josh Allen is built for that kind of weather. I am pretty confident they would have beaten New England. Now, I'm not as confident that they would have beaten Seattle. And I still think it was the right call to fire Sean McDermott. And I wish they had fired Brandon Beane. Although I'm a little bit more optimistic. I'm crossing my fingers that since he was promoted president of football operations, he's just going to pick a coach, pick a GM, and then go from there. And then kind of slowly fizzle out of the organization. Since I don't think Terry Pegula knows who to pick. So Brandon Beane is going to be the one doing the picking. But yeah, I do not want to watch the Super Bowl this year. I'm seriously thinking about skipping it. For the first time since, and pretty much my entire life. I remember every single Super Bowl since 1995, Pittsburgh versus Dallas. I don't remember San Diego versus San Francisco. I don't remember the Buffalo versus Dallas. My older brother James has a faint memory of that. But yeah, I don't want to watch the Super Bowl. Now the Bills need to wait 2 weeks before interviewing Clint Kubiak, who's probably my favorite choice to interview and be the next head coach. Now that Denver's out, the Bills are interviewing Davis Webb. I still rather have Kubiak, but I'd be fine with Webb. I also hope they interview Udinski, so we'll see who the Bills hires their head coach, who they get their coordinators. Very important decision as Josh Allen to his 30s. As for the Super Bowl, I think Seattle should win easily, although I don't think the NFL on a given Sunday. Seattle did beat the Rams, although it did get a little scary after Rick Woolen committed a stupid, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which led to a Puka Nacua touchdown and nearly flipped the momentum to the Rams. If it wasn't for that, the Seahawks would have won comfortably. So they don't do anything stupid and just play their game properly. Seattle should win this Super Bowl. So maybe that makes me a little bit better, but I don't think I want to watch. So, what are your thoughts? Hit me on Twitter at JRedShow. And I'll be back for a movies and TV shows podcast coming up, and I will see you later.